Good morning, everybody. MG here. MGCovers bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Title of this video, Understanding the Numbers, an Advanced Handicapping Lesson. Great video. Super excited to bring you this. We're going to use a soccer example, but this will be applicable to all sports. So regardless of what sport you handicap, excellent lesson on understanding numbers. Before we do that, if you're watching this video for the first time, greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Had a ton of growth from that last video. Greatly appreciate those that have subscribed. Big shout out to all current subscribers as well. That helps the channel. If you want to follow me on social media, put out a ton of content on Instagram. Screen name is MGCovers, cover spelled with the Z. If you go to the description of this video, click the link and it will take you right there. So you get a ton of value for free simply by following me on social media. It's also the same screen name on Twitter as well. All right, so understanding the numbers. One excellent way to handicap and to improve is to compare two games side by side and handicap and make one your best play. So if you're analyzing two games, which one would be the better play? And that's what we're going to do in this particular example. So what you're looking at, let me pull this up now. This is my model. These are my lines that you're seeing here, and I'll explain it. And this is from the Copa America soccer tournament. The sport is not really relevant, but the lines itself really is. So we're going to look at this Colombia-Paraguay match. The first number is represented in Euro odds. We're going to look at American odds right here. My line for Colombia, this was 2 days ago, was minus 333. That was my line based on my model. Paraguay was plus 400. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is, so minus 333, if we take, let me just show you this. If we take 333, now to get that to zero is 333 points. So that's 333 points. And then to get Paraguay to 400 to zero is basically 400 points. So the point differential between these is 733 points. Now you can show this in a percentage difference between the lines, what we call like margin. But the reason I wanted to show point differential is just for the sake of this video. A lot of ways to do this, but I wanted to show you this. So my line between Colombia and Paraguay, the point differential between their lines via my model is 733 points, okay? So that's a significant margin. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at their win percentage. So, again, Colombia is minus 333. Paraguay is plus 400. So what we're trying to do is we need to convert those into their actual percentage chances of winning. So we go to this chart. This is Jimmy Boyd, another handicapper. You can just Google. If you Google money line conversion, this will pop up and you'll be able to see it. All right, so Colombia is minus 333. So that means in odds via my model, they have a 77% chance of winning. Really high percentage. Paraguay is plus 400. Plus 400 converts into a 20%. Now, the way that I run my model, I don't alter it so that it equals 100%. I don't make a line the way the sports books make a line. I use my model to give me a true accurate representation of that team's percentage chances of winning. So based on this, Colombia has a 77% chance of winning. Paraguay has a 20% chance of winning. Okay, so we'll come back to this chart and we'll fill this in. So Colombia 77% chance, Paraguay 20% chance. Whoops. So analyzing that game, huge point differential, 733 point differential. Colombia has 70% chance of winning, Paraguay 20% chance. So that one looks really good. So the next one we're going to look at, let's look at the Netherlands and Austria. This was from yesterday. All right, Netherlands is minus 400. Austria is minus 150, so a lot tighter than the previous one. Okay, so Netherlands minus 400. Austria is minus 150. We subtract those, and that gives us 250. So Netherlands is a 250-point differential between my lines between Netherlands and Austria. So they have a 250-point differential advantage via the lines. Now again, next thing we do, we have to convert this into percentage chances of winning. Netherlands minus 400. So that's going to be an 80% chance of winning. Now, we go over here to Austria as minus 150. Minus 150. I already know it's 60%, but I just want to show you guys. So minus 150 converts into a 60% chance. So, reevaluating this, we have Netherlands with a 250-point differential advantage. However, win percentage for Netherlands is 80%. Austria is a 60% chance of winning. Now, the way that I calculate this, or the way that I analyze this, both teams have more than a 50% chance of winning. So the way that I teach, this is what I call a 50-50 game, meaning either team can win this game, because you have to consider both sides. You can't just say, oh, well, Netherlands has an 80% chance of winning, so they have a greater percentage chance than Austria. Not the case. You have to factor in both sides, meaning even though Netherlands has an 80% chance, the model also says Austria has a 60% chance. So this is what I call a classic 50-50 game, meaning if they played hypothetically 10 times, Netherlands would win 5, Austria would win 5, okay? Now, the important premise of this video is what I call understanding the numbers, is to look at these, and even though this might seem elementary, if I'm giving you the assignment to tell me which is the better play and why, let's do that. So we have a 50-50 game here, right? Meaning either team can win. However, if we go up here, Colombia has a 70% chance and Paraguay has a 20% chance. So which game would be better? Now, Netherlands, you could make it a case to play the Netherlands. You could probably make a case to Austria, and we're going to look at the line and results here in a second. But what I'm wanting you to do is tell me which game has a higher percentage chance of cashing, playing Netherlands, playing Austria, or playing Colombia. And the answer is playing Colombia. Now, one thing I've learned after watching and reading Billy Walters' book when he talked about margin concept, he made an excellent point. The greater the margin in sports betting, if the model is good, the higher percentage chance you have of cashing. So here we have a significant margin for Colombia. Now, the way that he played was he would grade this really high. Like this would be a 5-star play. So on this particular match, if he was playing Colombia, he would wager more on this match than he would if he played Netherlands or Austria. That's the concept of how he did it. And another way you can do it, which is kind of the way that I handicap, is I set a certain criteria. What you could do is you could say, hey, I'm only going to play matches or games where I have at least a 500-point margin. So in that case, you would eliminate this one and you would only play the Colombia match. But the main point is the takeaways. This particular match should cash higher percentage as opposed to this match, because this is 50-50. Now, let's dive in and look at the results here from Colombia. The line for Colombia it closed at minus 147. They scored 2 early goals. Paraguay got a goal, I think, late. But again, the model worked to perfection there, 2-1 with a win in favor of Colombia. Now, let's go to the next match, which was yesterday. Netherlands and Austria, real close match, right? 2-3. Austria wins that one. And they were plus 300 dogs, and Netherlands were plus 114. Again, the way that I handicap, that's a 50-50 game. So in this particular case, the dog would be Austria, and that would be the team that I would play. And the reason being is that they should win 50% of those games. If the model is good, Netherlands should win 50% as well. So they could actually win at plus 300. They could win less than 5 times and still be profitable long term. So again, just to summarize, the whole premise of this is when you're handicapping and you're creating models and when you're looking at numbers, the key point to focus on, the greater the margin of however you calculate it, the greater percentage chances you have of cashing that wager. And the tighter the margin, the less the percentage. So you could do it the way Billy Walters talked about. You could grade plays, a 5-star play, a 4-star play. For example, let's say this is a 5-star play. So we would wager, if I'm a $100 player, I would wager maybe $100 on this play. And this play, depending on which team I picked, say we're grading that, making this a 2-star play, we wager $20. So even if this one doesn't win, this one wins, we would still be profitable. So I hope that concept helps. A lot of applications to other sports as well. If you want to learn more about handicapping, more in depth on how to do this, I have an online training program, $50 a month. You get access to over 150 coaching videos similar to this. For $50 a month, you get us also access to all my lines for all sports. Currently have soccer, WNBA, and baseball. If you want access to everything I just mentioned, in addition to all my plays, $100 a month. And then the best value is to join for an entire year. Instead of paying $100 a month, you can pay $4.99 one time, save about $600, and you get access to everything on the website for $500 for an entire year. Hope this video helps with your handicapping. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.